Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer the mid-May elemental relationship reading for the elemental energy of Earth. Earth covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you are Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or have Earth high up in your chart, this is for you. If you are interested in getting a starter natal chart, there's a link in the description, and it's a pretty good product. It gives you the 12 houses with all the little signs and symbols, and then it gives you 10 to 20 pages of a definition, so you can check that out. Also, all the cards and decks that I'm using are in the description as well. With that, we'll get hopping in here. For the elements and relationships, what I like to do is we look at the elemental singles. So Earth, all of you unattached members out there, we'll start with you, and then we'll look at the couples. We look at which chakra is lighting up and what kind of a message comes through for them, and then we dive into the tarot, get a little more clarification as to what all that means. So Earth singles, you are going to be, I believe this is in the sacral chakra. We are in the energy of play. And I will read from the book here in a second. We'll start off with seeing what my guides bring in. When we look at play for this energy, with your sacral chakra, it's all about having fun. It's all about awakening the joy of sensuality, and it's not just, the bedroom activity sensuality. Sensuality is really about waking up all of your senses and tapping into that expansive energy that goes with it. And they're saying this is about Earth. They're really saying, Earth singles, it is a time for you to get to know yourself. Other people, you might end up in a relationship down the road here. They're not saying it's a no. What they're saying is, do you know the person you look at in the mirror every day? Do you know what tastes you appreciate, what textures, what sounds, what sights, what smells? Get to know yourself a little bit more this month for Earth singles. Let's take a peek at what the book has for this one. We are in the sacral chakra, and the energy that we're going with here is Mercury, who is the winged-footed messenger for the gods and Buddha in the Eastern traditions. Mercury has wisdom that transcends the boundaries of the mundane and can deftly juggle the extremes of worldly dualities. He has auspicious qualities. Mercury's symbolic nature is youthful, intelligent, analytical, progressive, inventive, risk-taking, quick-witted, and communicative. And our key words for the month ahead are innovative thinking, powerful ideas, communication, being versatile, adventurous opportunities, playfulness, recreation, wit, amusement, travel. So, Earth singles, it's really about getting to know yourself, getting to have fun with not needing to be out and about, and not having that dependency for another person's approval or connection. It's not saying that those things are not going to happen or that those are bad. What they're saying is, when you get settled into how you are as a person, how that other person responds is going to feel so much more authentic for you that it's not going to matter if other people are like, I can't believe those two are together. Does it matter? No. So that's what they're wanting to do, remind you of Earth, is when you get fully aware and connected in with yourself, you open the doors to a whole variety of new experiences, including other relationships. And they're saying, Earth singles, that you have this natural wit and charm, this ability to turn a phrase, this ability to catch someone's attention with how you talk, and whether that is kind of stumbling over words, as some of us always do, or it's the way that you can bring something out of a complex situation and make it easier to understand. Those type of gifts, Earth, are really going to be drawing people to you. So tap into your ability to communicate. Now, Earth, the communication thing is air. excuse me, which is your opposite. But that doesn't mean you can't use it. Earth is really about foundational stuff, and when we're talking leading into a relationship, getting those foundational things down is kind of your cup of tea. Like, you've got this. And that's what they're encouraging you to do, is get to know this person first. That way when you meet the others, they're automatically drawn to the authentic you, not to that illusion that would be thrown up otherwise. So your first tarot is the Prince of Autumn, dependable, protective, chivalrous, and humorous. They're really wanting to play up this joy and humor thing, as what I'm hearing for our Earth singles. So, crack some dad jokes, make the person laugh, and it'll be a much easier way of attracting. Cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, and kindness to others. No matter what goes on, Earth, being kind is always in style. Cautious but wise action is saying there's times when you need to leap. There's other times where taking a pause, doing some checking in, what's going on around here, is a really good call. And with that dependable and protective, chivalrous and humorous, what I'm hearing is this is a good time to become the provider that you would want in a partner as well. That way, when you are in a situation where a partnership is an option again, then you are ready for that to happen. And if you have another person who's willing to step into their role as a provider as well, the two of you providing for each other is going to expand so powerfully that it's going to actually shadow out any of the outside influences that might be a discouragement. Your second card is the Eight of Spring, stress that comes from having many things happening at once, successful multitasking, sudden changes or events. So when you get really tapped into yourself, Earth singles, when you really start to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I know who that is, and I don't care if you're male or female, when you look in the mirror, you're like, I know who that person is. When you start to do that and you can smile, being like, I know who I am, that makes things different for me, because I don't have to put up an illusion. I know who I am. I know where I'm at. And by being in that state, you know where you're headed, you know what your drives are, you know what your ambitions are, what direction you're going to take your life. That allows for this successful multitasking. And when you get into that state, Earth singles, this is where the magic happens, because you are already aware and you're connecting in to yourself, but also to God's source divine by becoming more aware of yourself, and that opens doors for the miraculous. Miracles, magic, all those things are the sudden events that pop into place, change in accordance with will, as someone wise once said. And so those changes and shifts can happen that quick. The magic, once you get it started, tends to run its own course. It's no longer at the whim of, well, what would happen if, because now you are clear on you, and that changes how everything shows up in the world for you. So, Earth singles, you have got an amazing month ahead. Definitely do some checking in, see how you feel, where your senses are. If you've not done like inner work, looking into yourself, contacting the inner child type energies, examining your shadow, really start to be open to those experiences. The universe, if you allow it to go naturally, if you say, I'm ready for this experience, the universe will open things up more naturally, so it's not like a slam bam, you're beating yourself up and flying all over the place trying to catch up situation. It'll be more of, okay, so this is where we're headed next, and this is what we're doing, so it gives you a little bit better of an option to go forward with. So let's take a peek at our Earth couples. Get the deck here to start talking to me. And Earth couples, this could be for you are the Earth energy in the relationship. You both can be Earth energies, or you can be cross-watching for your partner who is Earth, trying to figure out what's going on in their head. So we're going to start off with number 49. It's compassion. And I believe this is our crown chakra energy with this card. So when we get into this state, Earth couples, this is taking your relationship from the mundane and physical and planting it squarely into the spiritual sense. This allows you to expand. This allows you to step into the concept of agape love, where you can look at that person no matter what they look like anymore, because you could be in a young relationship, you could be in a young old relationship, like your hearts are still young, but you look at each other going, something happened here. But either way, with this compassion energy, it's that agape love, where because of the love that you carry with your partner, it actually reflects out and shifts people's awareness around you. So people can be having, a rough day or whatever, and just being in your presence uplifts them. Just being around your beautiful connection with your partner actually is a radiance that brings in the energy of God itself, him, her, however you want to see that, and allows that to spread to others. So, Earth couples, you are in a beautiful energy right now. Let's take a peek at what our book has to say. Our deity here is the Tripura Sundari. That's this one right there. This goddess embodies the beauty of inspiration and the ascension to the 7th chakra. Through her, you recognize everything as divine, including the divine qualities within your own being. Agape love is not looking at something with lust, it is looking at something through divinity. Because the divine loves everything, even if it's something that might be sad or tragic down the road, because they understand those are lessons to be learned. And Earth couples, what I'm feeling for you right now is you've already went through that. That's what's bonded you so closely. That's what's allowed you to step into this higher state where you can look at situations and be like, what can we learn from this? How can we use this as a teaching tool or a purpose of expansion? Let's see what our keywords for the month are. Childlike wonder, innocence, compassion, love outside of attachment, magic, expanding capacities to give love, the heart of radiance, nurturing others. Earth couples, you have an amazing gift this month. You have the gift of compassion being brought forward, being very gently drawn out of you, allowing you to experience the wonder of life again. Again, they're wanting to clarify, it doesn't matter if you are 22 and you've been together for a couple of months, or if you are 78 and you've been together for 50 years. The energy that they're wanting to bring forward for you right now is, look at how far you've come. Look at the gifts and blessings that you have brought into your life, into the world around you, by being open to each other and allowing that energy of God Source Divine to be such a fluid constant between the two of you. You've actually amplified your own relationship into this higher frequency by having that infusion of divine light. It's radiating out. Anyone who comes into contact with you, especially this next month, is going to be blessed by that presence. So Earth couples, this is a great time to check in with your spouse. Spend some time with your spouse. If you've got munchkins still running around at home, they can go to grandma's house and do a date night, just the two of you, at least once through this month, where you just kind of revel in the beauty and majesty of each other. And I mention this every so often, but the the original Kama Sutra, not the one with like, oh, do this position, but like the original version of it, it's so much about a lesson of getting to know the other person. And it is such a powerful tool, and that's something that you might, if you're not, haven't looked into that before, this could be a way to connect with your person in a much deeper way. And what's funny with it is it's not always about achieving the big O. It's about connection. That's the really powerful, interesting thing that I found about it. I mean, the other stuff's in there too. It's that is a huge part of it. But there's this other aspect of the spiritual sense where you're so connected with each other that those other things, those are almost secondary at that point. So, might be something worth looking into. Your first tarot card is number 21, The World, a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that is now complete. Earth couples, if you didn't think compassion was a powerful enough card, now we've got The World. Look at how far you've come from when you first met your partner. Look at how much you have grown, and I don't care if it's been 1 year or 50. see how things have shifted and changed with you, and how much your relationship has deepened through that. You both know each other, you know what your roles are in the relationship, you know how the other one thinks. And if you're young in the relationship, you're getting to know that person better, but the more you get to know them, the deeper that bond goes. So the world is saying, look at what you've accomplished, but look at how far you have to go. Yes, one leg of your journey is complete, but now you get the option of where do we go next? Your second tarot is the Four of Winter. Set aside your concerns. You can make decisions later, solutions that come from meditation, the need for sleep, or a vacation. This is really saying, for those of you who have questions that are, and it's not about the relationship, it's about like, should we buy that house? Should we buy that car? What are we doing with this check? Those worries, those things that are outside, that are kind of like knocking on the door, trying to get in to stir things up, don't worry about those. Be open with communication, and those things will settle down on their own. You don't have to like fight back on that. You can let them like, okay, what's the problem here? And then when you communicate with your partner, especially in this energy of compassion, it allows you to process any of those things out, so they no longer are a problem for you. And that's also where we see the need for a vacation or rest. That's where you want to get to drop the munchkins off at Grandma and Grandpa's house, let them deal with them for a day or two, or a weekend even, and get to know your partner more. Rest in the arms of your beloved. Allow this energy of compassion, of grace, of beauty to infuse the two of you and bring you back into that aligned state. If you're having a little bit of a hiccup, or maybe things aren't connected because life is so wonderfully busy right now, find ways to reconnect. And that's where it's like, take the distractions out for a moment. Let Grandma and Grandpa have the distractions. They are going to love it. They'll be glad to give them back on the Sunday, but let them have that. You guys have your connection with each other. Build that up, and then when the munchkins come back home, they can basically bask in that energy that you two have created. Like, wow, it's so amazing to be around our parents, because they're so happy, they're so peaceful, you can feel the love. I mean, this is kids, we have to simplify that, but they're feeling the love of how you are experiencing life with each other. And that's what they're wanting to say. So Earth couples, you are in an amazing spot right now. I'm like, got goosebumps as as the energy is coming in here. Really tap into that this month of May. Expand where you can expand, connect and deepen those bonds as much as you possibly can. Earth singles, even though you're in the situation where you don't have a partner, getting to know yourself and understand the energies that are at play within you can sometimes be almost as intense as what the couples are getting this month. So check that out, see how it plays out for you. With that, I will let you guys go. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, drop a like in the down below, and comment. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, impressions. How are things in the world of romance and love, and did these messages resonate for you? With that, I will let you go. Have a great month of May, which it looks like you're going to, and I will see you in the next video.